We went over. Oh, one more thing that I want to say, and this is going to put me over, so whatever. I don't know about timing. I don't know how to do this stuff, guys. I'm figuring it out as I go. But one more thing that I want to say is in this moon meeting, I really wanted to show you guys moves that help transmute anger. And it helps you get to a calmer space so that you can then go confront the person in a way that brings both to solution and not in a way that creates more and more conflict. So, I showed you guys some moves, and I don't think that I really let you guys know these are not moves that it's like you're arguing with someone and then you just go into the moves, like the first move is basically throw a tantrum. It's throw a tantrum. But there are scientific reasons. I promise you guys, I've read all the science. I might find some of the scientific papers and link it down below. But there are scientific reasons why grunting and shaking actually helps us transmute and get off the negative energy so that we can move into the positive energy. Not only that, but there are scientific reasons that no ha, which is one that we worked with, that it's guttural sounds, but it's like no ha. Science has proven that helps to empower you, and so doing that, so you shake off all the negative, you empower yourself, and then you balance yourself, and then you're able to come into a reasonable, calm space to be able to find solution. And that's the most important thing. Like, sometimes we can get this anger and we can just nurse it, and then create more conflict, more and more conflict, and your life just starts going all out. So, and I really did think that after I thought about doing, showing the moves and everything, about how it really did look like I was saying, go throw a tantrum. And that's not what I'm saying, okay? With the moves that I present in this moon meeting, what I'm saying is, say, you're arguing with someone, it's like, blah, 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 well, blah, 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 well, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you notice that you're getting more and more tension. It's like, you know what? I love you. I have to separate for a minute. You go separate yourself. Get away from them. And whenever you get away from them, that's whenever you can employ these moves. These are not moves to be done in front of anyone. And you're not throwing a tantrum, but you might feel like you're throwing a tantrum, especially with the first move. But it's not about that, and you're not trying to get attention, so you certainly don't want to do, as a grown woman, I do not want to do these moves in front of anyone. I really don't want anyone to see me doing it, but basically what it does is it helps me to separate, get off all that negative feeling, grab my power back, get my balance, and then I can breathe and I can go talk to them in a calm manner to find solution. And if they're still snapping at me, and if it amps me up, I might have to go do it again. But if it doesn't amp me up, then I can be like, I can see that you're not in the place yet. I'm going to go keep myself calm. And whenever you're ready to discuss this, to find solution, I'm here. That kind of thing. So I do want to make that clear, because I didn't want you guys to think, oh my God, she's telling us to throw a tantrum in front of someone. You're like, blah, 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 wah, 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 wah. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. I definitely separate myself. I get away from the situation. But see, here's the thing, is in the past I've learned I can separate myself and get away from the situation and then nurse it. And just sit there and nurse it. And be like, I can't believe that they were that they said this, and they this, and I can't believe it. And then they come back and all you do is conflict, right back again. You separated yourself for no reason. And whenever you do that, of course, you can separate yourself. And if you're the type of person that can separate yourself and be like, it was their fault, but whatever, I don't care, and calm yourself down when talking, that is a beautiful thing. You're a beautiful woman. If you have any tips or tricks for us other women that can't do that, we would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. But for some of us, it's hard. It's hard to get out of the mindset. I separate myself, and I'm still like, But whenever I go, and I shake it off, I allow it to shake off, and I'm like, no, no, then I'm like, balance. I'm able to move forward and find solution. And that's all that I'm trying to give you guys is some tools for some other women who might be out there that might be a lot like me. Whenever you separate yourself, you find yourself nursing the anger instead of growing out of it. Here are some tools that you can use. Science has proven our bodies are instruments. We can shake off. All animals across, including the plants and the trees. The trees shake off their leaves, okay? Shaking is a very, very, very cathartic and a very good thing for us to do to be able to find peace. So that's my goal with the moves of this Women's Alliance meeting, and now we're up to 20 minutes, and now we can divide these things out maybe properly. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part. I love your love and support. Please like, share, and subscribe, and as always, be blessed with love. Yeah, this will work. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our recording of our Women's Alliance meeting. We are having technical difficulties, and it seems like there's glitches and stuff. We really don't know what we're doing with technical stuff, so please bear with us. Yeah. So what we're going to do for, I think, moving forward, we're just going to have to record these, and we'll just have put the recording up. So, and we'll always be having a meeting at the park. So if anyone ever wants to meet us in person, we'll be at the park. So, all right. Let's start with prayer. All right. Mother, Father, God, and Goddess, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, and thank you so much for your love and your grace upon us, and thank you so much for the lessons that we learn and the coming together and everything that we have the opportunity to be here. I thank you so much for sending your angels to love and guard and watch over and protect us, and I thank you so much for blessing us in our endeavors tonight. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a conduit for your highest good, for the highest good of all. And thank you so much for the love and the light that we can share with others. Thank you so much, and so it is. Shalom. All right. Now, should we start with the breath? We are going to be talking about some intense subjects tonight. So let's take a really big, deep breath in, breathing in your highest self. Inhale. And then exhale, grounding that highest self into Mother Gaia. One more big inhale. And one more big exhale. Alright, fully grounding. So, tonight is a really, really, really difficult subject to talk about. It's an intense one. It's an intense one. And, we talked about before the madness, and we'll talk about now the good that the madness can do, and trying to harness our emotions in a good way to transmute them for the good. But we are going on a journey, which is a story that I'm telling, and it's a retelling of a story, and we start the journey with the journey of nettles, transforming stinging nettles into cloth, into soft fabric. So we'll start. Usable items. Yeah, we'll start with the third part of transforming the nettles, which is the ret. And to ret is to soak in water so that you can soften and separate those fibers. All right. Place the nettles in a crochet bag into a stream, allowing the water to ease around the nettles, pulling the fibers loose. Yet watch so they will not rot. This requires balance. You must check in at dusk and dawn, when the birds give their chorus. When you lay the nettles in the stream to rest, bring also with you that thing from under your ribs to be washed and retted, but not rotted, to be made into something new. The nettles love the flow which allows them to taste the ghost fire at night, the taste of human stories told by the firelight. All right, now we'll get into the story. Men made blades of steel and began to kill even the deer without mercy. Camps formed, led by masters who commanded with fear. The communities made were mean and hard. And trying so hard to live, they forgot from where they came. They have forgotten because it undoes you. To the people of Nain, it seemed easier to kill and not love. But this is like taking buckets of water from the stream and not allowing it to rain. They had forgotten that dancing and praying are the only ways to keep your heart from breaking when you must stop the doe's own heart. They forgot the secret truth, that their heart breaks anyway, whether you love her or you don't. If you love, it breaks anyway, but you learn how to put it back together again with song, with the swaying of the hips. You see, Nain was born into a time of killing and bloodshed with no mercy. And so, when drought came, and it did not rain for years, everything but the nettles went brown and dusty. And it was decreed that newborn daughters be brought and sacrificed on the stones of the dry creek bed, that they would be left there, still wet for the coyote or cougar to eat. But when the first tiny baby, wet and wrinkled, was taken from Mother Nain's arms, she began to scream. And in that scream was a breaking of each part of herself. That rendering made her hemorrhage there in the dark, with the birth bed where she had been left alone. She got up anyway. She left that birthing house and followed the scent as a mother tigress would. She heard and followed a sound to her baby on the creek bed. She picked up her baby in her bloody hands, knowing she could not keep her. She could not bring her home, but she could also not let her die. She howled and held her baby, the secret strength of heart and hip that her body had kept hidden unfurled, and the baby became a snow goose. She looked back once at the eyes of her mother and flew away. By morning, a coyote lapped up the trail of blood, so there was no trace of what had been done.
I love that.
So yeah, it's an intense one, and I so relate to it. To me, it's like when society tells you as a woman what you can and can't be, but you go and do it anyway.
Do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
I said, roll through the punches.
Yes, roll through the punches. For sure, which is what we've been doing tonight. We have been rolling through the punches.
Absolutely. We got this.
Yes,
we are women
this.
And we are strong.
Yes.
It's our innate power for most of us.